My fellow Americans, we are gathered here in the immediate wake of events that are unfolding with breathtaking speed. Just minutes ago, literally 3 minutes ago, the United States Department of Defense confirmed a significant and high-value kinetic engagement in the Middle East. I want to speak to you plainly about what has occurred. We have received reports that the Iranian regime has carried out a coordinated strike against several of our most advanced missile defense installations. These systems, comprising elements of the Patriot and THAAD batteries, represent some of the most sophisticated technology ever devised by human hands. The preliminary assessment of the hardware loss is staggering. We are looking at approximately $3.9 billion worth of defensive infrastructure that has been neutralized or destroyed. Now, I know the headlines you are seeing. You are seeing words like panic, you are seeing words like destruction, you are seeing a narrative that suggests the United States military is in a state of disarray. But I want to talk to you tonight about the significance of the passage of time. And I want to talk to you about the significance of how we respond to the moment that we are in while being unburdened by the fears that our adversaries wish to impose upon us. When we talk about $3.9 billion in technology, we are talking about more than just a number. We are talking about the work that remains to be done to ensure that our vision of a secure and stable world remains intact. But let us be very clear, the United States military does not panic. We do not operate on the basis of fear. We operate on the basis of process, we operate on the basis of strategy, and we operate on the basis of an unyielding commitment to the defense of our people and our interests. What occurred 3 minutes ago was a tactical strike. It was an attempt by a regime to create a void in our defensive canopy. By targeting our missile defense systems, Iran is attempting to tell the world that the American shield is breakable. They are attempting to suggest that their offensive capabilities have outpaced our ability to protect. But a shield is not just a machine. A shield is a strategy. A shield is a network. And while $3.9 billion of hardware may have been lost in the physical sense, the vision that guides our military remains as sharp and as focused as ever. I want to take a moment to speak about the significance of this specific moment in time. 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, the world can change. In 3 minutes, a headline can circle the globe. But in those same 3 minutes, the men and women of our armed forces have already begun the process of redundancy. They have already moved into condition alpha. They have already activated the secondary and tertiary layers of our defense architecture. The panic that the media is reporting is a projection. It is what the adversary wants to see. They want to see a United States that is reactive. They want to see a United States that is blinded by the loss of its expensive toys. But what they are actually seeing is a United States that is recalibrating. When we look at what can be unburdened by what has been, we see a future where our defensive systems are not just static batteries sitting in the desert. We see a future of distributed, mobile, and autonomous defense. This strike, as costly as it is in terms of taxpayer dollars, is a lesson. It is a catalyst. It is the beginning of a new chapter in how we envision the protection of the global commons. Now, let's talk about the cost. $3.9 billion. It is a significant sum. It represents the labor of our engineers, the investment of our citizens, and the technological edge of our nation. But let me be clear. The value of the United States military is not found in its price tag. It is found in its people. To the families of those stationed at these sites, we are still gathering information regarding casualties. Our primary concern, our North Star in this moment, is the safety of our service members. We are working around the clock, literally every second of every minute, to ensure that our people are accounted for and that they have the medical and tactical support they need. The Iranian regime has made a calculated bet. They believe that by striking at the wallet of the American military, they can force a retreat. They believe that if they destroy the most expensive parts of our kit, we will lose the will to lead. They do not understand the American spirit. They do not understand that our strength is not tied to a specific radar dish or a specific interceptor missile. Our strength is tied to our vision, and our vision is one of a world that is free from the threat of ballistic blackmail. I've been in the Situation Room, I have spoken with the Joint Chiefs, and I can tell you that the process of our response is already in motion. We are looking at the root causes of how these systems were bypassed. Was it a matter of volume? Was it a matter of the hypersonic technology we have seen deployed recently? Or was it a matter of a sophisticated cyberkinetic hybrid attack? Whatever the cause, the significance of the response will be felt. We are not going to be intimidated by the destruction of hardware. We are a nation that builds. We are a nation that innovates. If they destroy $3.9 billion of our systems, we will build systems that are $4 billion, $10 billion, $100 billion more capable, not because we want to spend the money, but because we recognize that the passage of time requires us to constantly evolve to meet the threats of the moment. To our allies, especially those in the region who rely on the American security umbrella, do not be swayed by the propaganda coming out of Tehran. The panic you hear about is a fiction. Our commitment to your security is ironclad. We are already moving replacement assets into the theater. We are leveraging our naval power, our Aegis-equipped destroyers, to fill the gaps in the land-based radar net. The vision is still there. The shield is being repaired and reinforced even as I speak. There is a profound significance to the way we handle a crisis. If we react with hysteria, we have lost. But if we react with the steady, methodical application of American power and American ingenuity, we win, and we are going to win. I want to speak to the work that remains to be done. In the coming days, we will be holding briefings with Congress. We will be discussing the need for emergency appropriations to not only replace what was lost, but to accelerate the deployment of the next generation of missile defense systems that are unburdened by the vulnerabilities of the past. We are looking at directed energy weapons. We are looking at space-based sensor layers. We are looking at AI-driven intercept trajectories. The loss of these $3.9 billion worth of systems is, in many ways, the end of an era. It is the end of the era of static defense, and it is the beginning of the era of dynamic resilience. The Iranian regime thinks they have struck a blow against the great Satan. What they have actually done is signaled to the world that they are a clear and present danger to international peace. They have unified our partners, they have clarified our mission, and they have ensured that the United States will now move with a level of purpose and a level of speed that they are not prepared for. I want to return to the idea of the passage of time. 3 minutes ago, the strike was confirmed. In the 3 minutes since then, orders have been cut. Planes have taken off. Ships have changed course. The American machine is moving. It is a machine that is fueled by the determination of a free people to remain free. We are not blind on the battlefield. We are simply looking through new eyes. We are using every asset at our disposal, from the most classified intelligence satellites to the most basic human intelligence on the ground, to map out our next steps. To the American people, I know it is scary to hear about billions of dollars of defense systems being destroyed. It sounds like a defeat. But I want you to remember that the history of America is a history of overcoming setbacks. We have lost ships, we have lost planes, we have lost battles. But we have never, ever lost our vision for what this country stands for. We stand for a world where nations cannot simply launch missiles at their neighbors and expect no consequence. We stand for a world where the significance of international law is backed by the significance of American power. And so we are moving forward. We are moving forward together. We are moving forward with a sense of urgency, but not a sense of panic, because panic is what happens when you don't have a plan. And I can assure you, we have a plan. The plan is to protect. The plan is to rebuild. The plan is to deter. And the plan is to ensure that the Iranian regime understands that $3.9 billion is a small price for the United States to pay to realize the full extent of its own strength. I think about the significance of the moment when we realize our own resilience. It is a moment of clarity. It is a moment where the fog of war lifts and we see the path ahead. That path leads to a more secure Middle East. It leads to a more technologically advanced military, And it leads to a world where the American shield is not just a collection of machines, but a global consensus that aggression will not be tolerated. In the coming hours, the President will be speaking with leaders from around the world. I will be continuing my coordination with the National Security Council. We are in a process of assessment and action. The headlines will continue to blare, the pundits will continue to talk about panic, but I want you to look at the actions of your government. Look at the steady hand of our commanders. Look at the vision of our leadership. We are unburdened by the fear of this moment. We are focused on the what can be of the next moment. And what can be is a United States that is stronger, faster, and more prepared than ever before. The $3.9 billion that was lost today is an investment in our future awareness. It has taught us how our enemies think. It has taught us where our vulnerabilities lie. And we are going to use that knowledge to build something that cannot be destroyed. We are a nation that turns breakage into breakthroughs. We are a nation that turns loss into leadership. So let us stay focused. Let us stay united. Let us remember that the significance of the passage of time is that it always moves forward. And as we move forward, we move toward a greater security, a greater strength, and a greater peace. The Iranian regime may have destroyed our systems, but they can never destroy our vision. They may have taken our hardware, but they can never take our heart. We are standing tall, we are seeing clearly, and we are moving with the weight and the power of the greatest nation on earth. Thank you. God bless our troops, and God bless the United States of America.